Look around yourselves. When you wonder, when you feel division between you, just bear in mind that when you walk into church on Sunday and you take a seat in that pew, look to the left of you, look to the right of you, and point to the person that reads that Bible and thinks exactly the same way you do on every single thing. Because you're not going to find them. We do disagree, and that's our right as Americans. Matter of fact, sometimes I think we disagree just to prove that we still can. Because we all have a mind of our own. A gentleman with a mind of his own has been traveling this country, putting our experiences and people like us on film, is the Reverend C.L. Bryant. And his movie, Runaway Slave, is going to debut in theaters this coming January. It's currently in post-production right now. They had to make some last-minute changes because he had the opportunity to travel to Israel with Herman Cain and Glenn Beck recently, and go to the homeland and actually see just what was going on over there. There are days when I know we wake up and we wonder just what's going on here in this country and how bad it is. And it doesn't take but a minute of your foot being on the ground in another country like that to still appreciate, in spite of all of our troubles, just how well we have it. Reverend Bryant, please come up if you will.
Thank you again, Major Dave, for the invite. I know that the hour is beginning to wane on us, but I have to share with you perhaps a different message now. And of course, as I always say, this is still a great day in the USA, and we need to keep it that way. But friends, you know as well as I do that we're locked into a battle now for the soul of this nation. And we must not fail. Word on the street is, and I want you to be aware of this, I wouldn't want to come all this way and not share this information with you, because it does give us a little bit of insight into what can happen, what could happen, and the master stroke of progressivism that they're trying to pull off on the American public and citizens like you and me. Word on the street is that if things continue the way they are with this present administration, I'm going to let that vehicle pass because I need you to hear what I'm about to tell you. And I hope that there's nobody out there that's ill and need to be carried away. But the rumblings are going on that with the continuation of the 9.1, and of course you know it's much higher, unemployment, with the continuation of businesses falling away from America the way they are, with the malaise of this presidency and the glow that has been wiped off of this presidency, the far left is very, very concerned about keeping the White House. In fact, they know that if things don't turn around, they will surely lose the White House. But the thing that they're wanting to at least maintain grip of is the Senate. So the word on the street is that if things continue the way they are, in February of 2012, the far left will abandon this president. They will throw him under the bus. And they will bring in a nuclear option. An option that I feel will be the worst nightmare that we as conservatives could possibly hope for. An option that they feel they can put up against any Republican candidate and win. And both of those options' last name is Clinton. There is word on the street that not only does the far left office, a very wealthy man. His memoirs are already written. And so they feel as though if they throw him under the bus and re-energize their base by bringing in the Clintons. And folks, I got to tell you, I've met Bill Clinton. Don't like his politics, don't like the way he handles himself. But he and Hillary together are perhaps the two best politicians we will see in our lifetime. It is very important that our message is clear and that our focus is focused, because we do not know yet what we may be up against. If what happens that they're talking about on the street right now in some corners in Washington, if that happens and we do not take the White House and we do not take the Senate, then we can look for a drastic, fundamental change in the very nature of our country. What Barack Obama has failed to do, if they come with this nuclear option, folks, I'm afraid that the Clintons will do it. In fact, they tried to do it through Hillary when Bill was in office, but she failed. And so the stroke of genius was, let's elect a person of color. Surely a black person of color can get national health care passed, because Hillary failed. And since he has been successful, and since his usefulness has outlived itself, folks, let me tell you what you're up against. It is quite possible that they will throw him under the bus to keep from going down with that ship. And if so, you need to understand that you are still government. Government is not some building walking around in Washington, D.C. Government is the people. We are the government. And we need to ask ourselves this question: what are we prepared to do? Friends, to save this country, to preserve the republic, to preserve a nation where my 4 children, my 9 grandchildren can enjoy the blessings of liberty that were passed down to me. You need to ask yourself individually, what are you prepared to do? As I leave you today, I want to leave you with the mindset of our founding fathers. Men who knew that revolution was in their hearts. Men who knew that if in fact they failed in their efforts, they would be hung from the highest trees. But they gathered together and they pledged their lives, they pledged their liberties, and they pledged their sacred honor. And I don't know about you, but I am for real about this. Are there any patriots out there? And Americans, the winds of revolution are in the air. In our 235-year existence, never before since we were founded are the principles of America and the tenets of freedom being challenged as greatly as they are right now. My question to you, what are you prepared to do? Americans, stand up. Stand up. Stand up. God bless you. God bless America.
Thank you.